the market in 2026 is setting up for big change. Most people will miss it because they only look at stock price, not business value. Today we'll look at 4 stocks under $3 that Wall Street analysts actually rate as buy with big upside targets. We're not here to chase hype or meme stocks. We're here to understand what we're buying, what we're paying, and why these tiny companies might deserve a small spot on a watch list or in a speculative portfolio. If you're serious about building wealth over time, hit subscribe and tap like. This helps more long-term investors find the channel, and it tells me to keep making deep dive videos like this. This is not financial advice, it's for education only. Always do your own research before investing. First up is Nano-X Imaging, ticker NNOX, trading around $2.98. On the surface, this looks like a tiny, risky medical device stock. But look deeper, and you see a company trying to rethink how X-ray imaging works and how it's delivered around the world. Nano-X is building a commercial-grade tomographic imaging device that uses a digital X-ray source. Instead of relying on traditional heated cathode tubes, they use a digital micro-electromechanical systems, semiconductor cathode. In simple terms, they want to make imaging machines that are smaller, cheaper, and easier to deploy in places that cannot afford big CT or MRI systems. Their core solution is the NanoX multi-source system. That includes nanox.rk, which is the actual medical imaging system, and nanox.clud, which is the software platform. The ARC does the scanning. The cloud platform handles image storage, radiologist matching, billing, and connects to AI tools that help interpret images. They also run Nanox Marketplace, which links imaging centers with radiologists. This means a clinic in a remote area can upload images, and a radiologist anywhere in the world can read them. Think about the business model for a second. Nano-X is not just selling hardware, they want to build a recurring software and services layer. Teleradiology services, AI imaging tools, marketplace fees. That kind of model, if it gains scale, can be very high margin. You sell some machines, then earn ongoing revenue on every scan and every interpretation. In terms of hard data, the company is still in early stages. You won't see strong earnings per share yet, and free cash flow is likely negative. This is common for medical device and health tech startups. The bet here is on future revenue growth as more systems are deployed and the cloud platform scales. Operational efficiency will matter long term. How much it costs to produce each unit, how much capital they must spend for regulatory approvals and production, and how profitable the software side becomes. What we do know is how Wall Street views it. Nano-X has a market cap around $194 million, with a consensus rating of buy. The average analyst price target is $5 a share. From the current price, that implies about 68% upside if they hit expectations. Volume runs around 1.3 million shares today versus average volume under 1 million, which tells you traders are active here. Why might there be a valuation disconnect? The share price under $3 scares off many investors. The business is complex and still early, so it does not screen well on basic metrics. But if Nano-X can get more systems approved, prove the tech works at scale, and sign meaningful teleradiology and AI deals, the market could re-rate the stock based on future recurring revenue rather than current losses. The main catalyst to watch is adoption and regulatory progress. More installed systems, more cloud usage, and any big partnership with insurers, hospitals, or health systems could move the stock. But this is a high-risk, execution-heavy play. You need patience, and you must size it small if you invest. Next, stock number 2 is iBio, ticker iBio, trading around $2.15. This is a small biotech and bioprocessing company out of Bryan, Texas. At first glance, it's another speculative biotech name, but the business has 2 interesting pillars: drug development and contract manufacturing. iBio operates in 2 segments, biopharmaceuticals and bioprocessing. On the pharma side, their lead therapeutic candidate is iBio 100. It targets systemic scleroderma and idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. These are serious, often progressive diseases with limited treatment options. If iBio 100 can eventually prove safe and effective, it could have meaningful value in a niche but important market. They're also developing vaccine candidates, iBio 200 and iBio 201 for COVID-19 prevention, still in preclinical stages, and iBio 400 aimed at classical swine fever in animals. Beyond their own pipeline, iBio works on recombinant proteins on both a catalog and custom basis for other clients. They offer process development, manufacturing, filling and finishing, and bioanalytics services. That means they can earn service revenue supporting other biotech and pharma companies, not just betting on their own drugs. This dual model can be powerful. Drug development is high risk, high reward, with long timelines. Contract development and manufacturing can bring in steadier revenue, improve cash flow, and spread risk. Their partnerships back this up. iBio has a license with Planet Biotechnology for infectious disease therapeutics, a collaboration with the Texas A&M University system for COVID-19 vaccine work, and another license with the University of Natural Resources and Life Sciences in Vienna. They also partner with CC Farming in China. From a data standpoint, iBio is very small, with a market cap around $74 million. Analysts rate it as a buy, with a consensus price target of $4.75. That's more than 120% upside from the current price if the company can execute. Daily volume is just over 100,000 shares today, but the average is closer to 1.5 million, so liquidity is decent for a microcap. Valuation here is not about PAE. They likely have little or no earnings. The real question is, what is the pipeline worth and what are the manufacturing capabilities worth versus the current market cap? If even one of their lead programs advances to later stage trials, or they secure more contract manufacturing deals, the stock could look cheap in hindsight. The key catalysts: clinical progress for iBio 100, any movement of vaccine candidates into human trials, and new or expanded manufacturing contracts. On the risk side, this is a microcap biotech. They can face dilution, trial delays, regulatory setbacks, and competition. If you invest here, treat it as a speculative position and diversify across multiple names. Third on the list is Energy, ticker URG, trading around $1.64. This is not a flashy tech stock. It is a uranium producer focused on US assets. But it sits right at the intersection of two big trends: nuclear power and energy security. Energy engages in the acquisition, exploration, development, and operation of uranium mineral properties. They hold interests in 12 projects in the United States. Their flagship is the Lost Creek project in the Great Divide Basin in Wyoming. That project includes about 1,800 unpatented mining claims and 3 Wyoming mineral leases, covering around 35,400 acres. The company has been around since 2004 and is based in Littleton, Colorado. From a business owner view, this is a resource company with leverage to uranium prices. As uranium prices rise, the value of their reserves and production goes up. Their cost structure, capital spending, and operating efficiency will drive how much of that price move falls to the bottom line. Mining is capital intensive. They must invest in wells, processing facilities, and environmental compliance. But once production ramps, incremental margins can be strong. Energy is much bigger than the first two names, with a market cap around $653 million. Analysts rate it a buy, with a price target of $2.50. That implies about 52% upside from current levels. The trading volume today is around 1.4 million shares, but average volume is far higher at almost 9 million, which suggests it's well traded for a low-price stock. Valuation for a miner is often based on enterprise value to reserves, cash cost per pound, and project life. The question is whether the market is fairly pricing their assets and future production, given global demand for nuclear power. Many countries are rethinking energy policy. Nuclear is being reconsidered as a stable, low-carbon source of baseload power. If that trend continues, long-term uranium demand could remain strong, supporting higher prices. Catalysts to watch include any ramp in production at Lost Creek or other projects, new permits, long-term supply contracts with utilities, and changes in US policy around domestic uranium supply. Since this is closer to a real asset play, it might be less binary than a small biotech, but it still has commodity and regulatory risk. If uranium prices fall, profits can shrink quickly. Before we get to the final pick, remember, low share price does not mean low risk. under $3 can move fast both up and down. You must do your own research and know your own risk tolerance. Stock number 4, Inhibikase Therapeutics, ticker IKT, trading around $1.80. This is a clinical stage pharmaceutical company focused on Parkinson's disease and related disorders. The upside here is huge if their science works. The downside is also real if trials disappoint. Inhibikase's main product candidate is IKT-14809. It's a small molecule, abyssal tyrosine kinase inhibitor. That sounds technical, but here's the simple idea. It aims to modify the disease process in Parkinson's, not just treat symptoms. It also targets the gastrointestinal issues that often show up early in Parkinson's, such as swallowing problems, dysphagia, and neurogenic constipation. They are also exploring its use in multiple system atrophy, another serious neurodegenerative disorder. They have a second candidate, IKT-01 Pro. This is a prodrug of imatinib, a well-known anti-cancer agent. The goal is to reduce gastrointestinal side effects and improve delivery for treating blood and stomach cancers. If they can make imatinib more tolerable or more effective through this prodrug approach, that could open a path in oncology. Beyond these, Inhibikase is working on other research programs for neurological diseases. They have research and development collaborations with Johns Hopkins University, Arizona State University, Michigan State University, and Louisiana State University. These partnerships help validate the science and share some of the development load. Inhibikase has a market cap around $238 million. Analysts rate the stock a buy, with a consensus price target of $5.50. From $1.80, that's about 204% implied upside. Volume today is just over 300,000 shares versus average volume of 1.68 million shares. That kind of potential upside, with relatively modest size, is why this stock is the explosive finale of the list. There is no meaningful PE to discuss yet. The company is burning cash to run trials, so valuation is about the probability of success of these drugs versus the current market cap. If IKT-14809 shows strong data in Parkinson's and related indications, the market could revalue the company dramatically. If IKT-01 Pro carves out a niche in oncology, that adds another layer of value. The main catalysts, clinical trial results, regulatory feedback, and any partnership or licensing deal with a larger pharma company. Positive phase 2 or phase 3 data can be life-changing for a stock like this. Negative data can be just as dramatic on the downside. That's why this is high risk. If you buy, treat it as speculation and never use money you cannot afford to lose. To recap, we walked through 4 stocks under $3 that Wall Street analysts still rate as buys. Nano-X Imaging is trying to reinvent medical imaging hardware and cloud-based teleradiology. iBio mixes biotech drug development with contract manufacturing services. Energy gives you exposure to uranium and nuclear energy demand. Inhibikase Therapeutics is a bold bet on new treatments for Parkinson's and certain cancers. The simple framework here is this. Think like a business owner, not a trader. Ask what the company does, how it makes money, what could make that money grow, and what you are paying today versus what it might be worth if things go right. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. In the short term, the market is a voting machine. In the long term, it's a weighing machine. Tiny stocks like these can be noisy day to day, but over years, fundamentals decide. Always remember, diversification matters, position size matters, and risk management matters even more with low-priced names. Do your own homework, read filings, follow trial updates, and understand the real downside before you focus on the upside. If you found this breakdown useful, hit subscribe, tap like, and share this with a friend who wants to look past the headlines. Invest wisely, stay focused on what matters, and I'll see you in the next one.